films. I don't download films because I only watch a film once, maybe twice. I'm not the film who has to watch Total Recall 65 times. So movie2k.to, T-O. Okay? Movie2k.to, T-O. T-O, tourism. No, .to. If you go to .com, it'll send you back to .to, so go to .to in the first place.
So, movie.to.
movie2k.to. Gosh, I'm glad you guys are English teachers. I feel so much better. Basically, it's a place you can download, but I personally don't. You can stream films. So if there's a film that you haven't seen yet and want to, chances are it's there. It's free. I love that word.
It works in Poland?
I don't see why it shouldn't, to be honest.
You can't download things.
It probably... No, I don't download. Don't download. It has got the new films, but I don't download them because, quite frankly, I don't die if I can't see a film as soon as it comes out. But I watch old films from a little while ago, and I just stream them. So I just press play, press pause, go and make my dinner, come back and watch the film. Okay, and it's doing what? It's magic. I don't know. All right. But Animals United basically is about a meerkat that saves Africa, the entire country. No, I'm joking. Basically, there are animals united. They have to unite because the water has been stopped. Because the human beings, okay, the humans have built a dam and stopped the water from flowing. Without water, animals die. Which is why I love this book, which I'll show you in 2 seconds. Because the meerkats are released back into Africa. They're crying in the cage, and the human beings are so upset in the end, they take them back to Africa and release them into the wild. Isn't that nice? Isn't that lovely? My students don't care too much about the reading, but the idea of the story is enough for them to go, ah! And therefore they're reading because they think it's an interesting story. I can show snippets of, for example, Animals United, because the meerkat, because he is like that, saves Africa. This comes from the book called Uncle Jack and the Meerkats, which won, as in 3 days ago, the award, which is the Extensive Reading Foundation Award as the best book of last year. Yay! Isn't that lovely? And it's all about saving little animals. This is the part I like. Where is it? This. These come from readers. But if your kids don't like reading, it doesn't matter in the sense that this is a story which will grab their attention, which I think is nice. Isn't that lovely? Are you inspired to protect animals now? You're going to be vegetarian for the rest of your lives?
Unfortunately, we don't eat meerkats.
I once terrified a group of primary school children because they were asking me, do you like? And they said, do you like animals? And of course, me being me, replied, to eat or to look at? Tracey, wrong question. Sorry. All right, be serious, girl. Be serious, girl. The idea of what we just did now with the pictures, with an older class, you try to keep it as realistic as possible. With young kids, I say in things. The people ladder, where you're given ranking of characters. This is something I think is older, not the younger student who can't rank. Simply give them a list of characters, who is important, who isn't important, and then as you read the story, discover if it's true or not. Little ones, big ones, why not? Right, this is where I have my glasses. Last year I showed you these things, giving a cover and asking the students what the book's about. But if are you feeling intelligent today, students?
More or less.
More or less? I love that answer. If I said to you, for example, it works every time, I tell you. Not yet, it works there too. If I said to, sorry, is that in my hair? If I said to you, the book is called Francesca's Love, what's the book about? Love. And Francesca, good girl. Right, now, if I say Midnight Rollers, what's the story about?
Well, people who roll at midnight.
Roll what? Roll pizza. What do they roll? I'm not going to shoot you if you're wrong.
Rollerblade.
Could be rollerblades, could be. It isn't, but could be. If I said the book is called, I can't find it now.
Oh, Tracey.
Destination Carmenia. Destination Carmenia.
That book certainly is not in English.
Exactly. It can't take place in England, can it? God, I feel sorry. My kid said to me, "You look like a real teacher now." Thanks. So Destination Carmenia, what type of story is it? So travelling, is it like a love story?
Yeah. Sounds like.
Could be, but it gives you more the idea of travelling, right? Okay. Val's Diary. Val is a girl or a boy? Why? There's a good intelligent woman, I love you. So simply giving them a title and ask them for something like that. Yeah, you're right. Giving you a line, I've already given you that one. Reading aloud, this is the part where I needed my lovely books. Right, I'm going to read to you. Whenever you hear someone's name, I want you to stand up. If you're standing up, I want you to sit down. Okay, you ready?
A name?
A name, a proper name. So someone's name. My name is Tracey. If you hear Tracey, you stand up.
No.
She's got a pen in her hand. She's going, I'm not going to do that. Well, let me see if I can find you a nice one. A few days later, the Bennett sisters and their mother visited Caroline Bingley and her sister at Milford. After the visit, Caroline and her sister agreed that Jane was a sweet girl. They also agreed that Mrs. Bennet was impossible. I love the way you're doing different things. And the younger sisters had very bad manners. Elizabeth still thought that Caroline Bingley was very proud. Bit of movement, that's what we like, isn't it, at 6:30 at night? This is one exercise. Okay, simply reading a poem story, which I won't do today, and just replacing one of the words with another completely stupid word. Alright, it doesn't matter what words you use because I'm not interested in them understanding the story, I'm just interested in them having a little bit of fun. React to a word. So if I tell you that someone stood like a cadet, as we did yesterday, my students have to stand like a cadet. What is a cadet?
Military.
Yeah, exactly. A cadet is a junior military, so they're still learning. So you have to stand, except my example was, she was thin and stood like a cadet. Alright, I'll come back in about 45 kilos. Oh, this is a story.
Okay, go back.
Oh, sorry. Where am I? Ready? Go. Now, I used this book last year, but I have to read you this because it's such a happy story. Do you know the story of the Jungle Book? Okay. This is the story of the Jungle Book. It starts when two people die. A man and a woman. Their names are not important. Their lives are not important. Only this is important. They died. Of course, everyone dies sooner or later. It is natural. It is the first law of the jungle. Now, my kids and I read this book, and there are laws of the jungle all the way through it. At the end, was what I did last year, I showed you the 7 jungle rules, and I said to my kids, who were all of 8 and 9, what's your favourite rule? Guess which was their favourite? Everyone must. Always a lovely, happy story, isn't it? But the whole thing was, because the book starts with such a happy beginning, the kids were like, what is the teacher on? Now, you ready for another happy story? I like the way Ellie chooses these happy stories to start with. Whoops! You all know this anyway. Before I start my story, I need to give you some important information. You can kill fairies very easily, but you don't need a gun. It's easy. Every time someone says, I don't believe in fairies, somewhere a fairy dies. Every time, somewhere. See, it's happy, isn't it? That's why there aren't many fairies now. And you think it's got to get happier, right? So you turn the page, and it says, it starts like all good stories. Once upon a time, and of course all kids go, I recognise that, a long time ago. In London there was a happy family in a happy house. Happy parents, happy children, and a happy dog. All good stories start with a mistake. And this story isn't different. What was the mistake in this story? The window was open. Never leave your windows open at night. Anything can get in. All children understand this, but Mrs. Darling wasn't a child. That night she left the window open, and they came in. The big one and the little one. Isn't that a great start? Isn't that a wonderful start to a story? You read this and my kids are always happy, happy, happy. What? Thank you. So, but actually, I mean, you probably know the story of Peter Pan, yeah? But they came in, the big one and the little one. Who's the big one?
Peter Pan.
Yeah. Who's the little one?
Tinkerbell.
Correct. Right. So there we can start, and you have to admit that's got to be a great start for what happens next. All right. Now you probably don't know these things. I'm going to share these things with you. Did you know that September the 19th is International Talk Like a Pirate Day? Did you know that?
No.
Why not?
We're not sure.
Now, Treasure Island is a story you probably know. So taking the story of Treasure Island, which I do believe is about pirates, yes? There is an absolutely wonderful reason to read a book. Now, International Talk Like a Pirate Day means how do you talk